everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, y'all know how we do it over here. Yes, we have to invite everyone in. No gatekeeping here. And listen, the reason is no gatekeeping because who doesn't want to be a part of the best community on these internet streets? And all you have to do is go down in your settings, look around, find that subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit the notification bell too, so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, the beast, the algorithm. I'm telling you, I'm choking that thing out. I am. And it's all because of y'all. Y'all be in there giving those thumbs up, and I am so grateful. Also, I want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to all of the readers who decide to support the channel by watching the commercials. Listen, as usual, y'all are knocking it out of the park. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, over there in the corner, that's our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you're going to be supporting my channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful, so thankful, so over the moon appreciative to have that support. Also, just want to do a one-time donation. Look around, find that super thanks button. It's somewhere. I'm telling you, that thing can be elusive. It can. But if you choose to donate to the channel, all donations to the channel is always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all, we do have some shout outs. We do. And first up is 2383521E. Yes, ride or die, ride or die. Always coming through, always supporting. I mean, in the comments, dropping knowledge after knowledge after knowledge bombs. I'm telling you, always in there supporting the read. And I said, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. And also, Kino Najari. Yes, Kino is another one who is always down with the read, always in those comments, and always riding hard for the read. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Kino. Thank you for the super thanks. Thank you for being a ride or die. And thank you for being here. And next up is Miss Angela White. Yes, Angela. Angela is kind of quiet. She's not always in the comments, but she is always there supporting. And she is always coming through. So thank you, Angela. Thank you for the super thanks, but thank you most of all for being here, showing up all the time, supporting. It means so very much. And Kevon Slams is just everything. I mean, if you look in the dictionary and looked up everything, Kevon would be right there. He is funny. He's always in the comments. He's always supporting. I'm telling you, his comments, they crack me up. He is so funny. So thank you, Kevon. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being a ride or die, and always coming through to support the read. And last but not least is Gwen Stevenson. Gwen is everything too. She is always in the comments. She's always there to say good morning to me, and I love it. I do. I love going in the comments and seeing Gwen there. It is everything. She is a ride or die, always supporting, always showing up. She shows up every day, which means so very much to me. And I appreciate her so much. I don't know what I did to deserve her, but she shows up every day. So thank you, Gwen. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. All right, y'all, I'm going to play this and we'll talk on the other side. I want to give another quick shout out to 2383521E and Kino Najari, Angela White, Kevin Slims, and Gwen Stevenson. Y'all are just everything. Y'all are. I could not do it without you. It is just that simple. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is, and y'all know what happens and what I do when I am putting the read together. I hit these internet streets, and let me tell you, I have been on these streets a good part of the day. And it is not a whole lot going on, but it's some interesting stuff that's going on. And it's usual stuff because this is something that happens every year. Every first of the year, they try to prop up Kitty. They talk about when she's going to be queen and how she's going to change things and how she is just the most terrific person ever. And on and on and on. I think it was Kaiser from Celebrity who first coined the term keening, saying that this was a time of year, the first of the year is always when Willie and Kitty, especially Kitty, is keening. She is keen to do everything. She's going to do this. She is the most wonderful, just on and on and on. And yes, it has happened. It is officially keening season because the Time has done an article. Oh, how great she is. And Hello Magazine. Oh, I'm looking for Tatler anytime now to come out with theirs. Y'all remember that Tatler cover? It says Catherine the Great. Y'all remember? I'm looking for something like that from Tatler because it is Keeney season. So we're going to talk about that. And we're going to also talk about how they prop up Kitty while simultaneously trashing Megan. Yes, because that's part of Keenan season 2. Trashing of Megan. Harry sometime, but Megan every time. Because we all know we have to smear, tear her down, denigrate her in every way in order for Kitty to look just a little better than she usually looks. Yes, because we know Kitty is mediocre. I mean, was mediocre before Megan got there and has continued to be mediocre. In my opinion, she is more mediocre today than she was when she first entered that family. And let me tell you, that is a feat within itself. To become more mediocre as time goes by, only Kitty can achieve something like that. But I really believe that Kitty has done that. She has. She has jumped that shark and became even more mediocre than she was in the beginning. But I digress. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about Cinnabale. Y'all remember in my last podcast, I was telling y'all how I really felt that Harry and Prince Ciso was going to regain control of Cinnabale. And we kind of had a discussion about that. Well, looky. Just after we had that discussion in our podcast, an article popped up just out of nowhere from the Daily Fail talking about how Harry will never return to Cinnabale. They absolutely monitors everything that we are doing. So all I can say is if they're listening now, well, I was going to say something ugly, y'all. I was going to say something ugly, but I'm going to try to keep it classy. But sometimes it's hard with these flying monkeys. It is so hard. Harry and Meghan show such grace. I know. Being a child of the South and a true Southern belle, oh, baby, I could never keep it as classy and gracious as Harry and Meghan. I'm telling you, I can think of 3 occasions where a Southern woman would have showed completely out. One would have been when that Danny Baker character called Archie a monkey. Now, one thing about Southern women, we don't play about our kids. And the next one is when Willie had the nerve to put his finger in Megan's face. Oh, the furniture would have gotten moved that particular day. And the other one was when Kitty stepped in on Megan when they were out, doing that event together, that engagement after the queen had died, looking at the flowers and everything. And she had the nerve to step in on Megan. That right there, woo! I'm telling you, a Southern woman would have snatched her right on up and got her all the way together. Yes, because when we got through dog walking her, she would not mumble anymore. No, she would speak in complete sentences. Yeah, she would be able to stand up and give a 30-minute speech. Because when she got released from that headlock, she would have a whole new perspective on life. She would. Because if you go back and watch that video, and I know that's not what we're talking about today, but y'all know how that video of her stepping in on Megan makes me so mad, because she was being a bully. She was being a thug. Go watch it. She stepped in on Megan to intimidate her, to challenge her, and Megan fell back. Like I said, every time I watch that, that makes me mad, because I know she knew who she was dealing with. Because if she was dealing with a Southern woman and she stepped in on her like that, she would have snatched her soul. She would have. She would have woke up on the other side. She would have. But I digress, y'all. Y'all know me. I will go off on a tangent, but let's get started. I'm going to put this up right here. And this particular squatty is talking about what I was talking about earlier. Like, it is keening season for Willie and Kitty. And of course, the Rags, they come in to prop them up, knowing that these two mediocre individuals, especially Kitty, Kitty is the most mediocre out of the two of them. At least William can give a decent speech, but McMumbles cannot. But I digress on that point. Yes, this particular squatty said every new year, the same lies, the same propaganda, the same talking points about Kate. This is truly embarrassing. Where is the lie? Where is it? It is just as predictable as fireworks for New Year's Eve. It is. It is so predictable. They're going to come with all of these different stories. Like I said, I'm looking out for Tatler. I'm looking out for the Daily Express. They all fall in line with the same old BS when it comes to Kate. When she becomes queen. When she becomes queen, she's supposed to just blossom into this extraordinary woman. The same woman who has been in that family for over 20 years and ain't blossomed into nothing except a turd blossom. Y'all, that is a real flower. Y'all think I am just making that up. No, it's a real flower that blooms in Texas. And what it does, it grows out of a cow's manure. As you know, in the fields where the cows are grazing, yes, a flower grows out of their manure, and they call it a turd blossom. And that's exactly what's going on with Kate. They expect Kate just to blossom into this wonderful queen, just like she has absolutely shown everybody what she has been for the past 20 years. Like, just erase that. Just forget all that. She is going to be born anew. Just like a cow's manure, she is going to just absolutely pop up and blossom right out of it, like the turd blossom that she is. Y'all, I got to stop. I told y'all it was going to be messy. I told you it was going to be messy. I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm in a messy mood. And this particular squatty posted the article from The Time. And you can see what the article's title is. It says, Arise, Queen Kate, Palace Insiders on how she will change the royal family. Yeah, like she has changed it for the past 20 some odd years. Yes, that turd blossom is going to change everything. And this particular squatty said, Oh, period, my period, God, period. I cannot wait for her slap down. Now, y'all know that Kitty might be a turd blossom, but the horse is the manure. And of course, she is not going to want Kitty to overshadow her in any form of fashion because right now, she is the manure that is sitting on the throne. You cannot grow a turd blossom without the manure. And I'm sure Camilla would be happy to let her know that she might be a turd blossom, but Camilla, she is the original turd. And you cannot shine without her. She is the original. So pipe down, Kate. Pipe down. Because the original turd is still on the throne. Y'all, I am too messy. And I'm gonna put this up, but these squatties are talking about this article, but they're not talking about what the article says. They're talking about the picture that they use for the article. And I must agree with these squatties. These squatties said, okay, but who is this woman pictured here? And y'all can see this does not look like Kate. I mean, she is photoshopped to the gods. I have never saw anybody photoshopped to the point where she's unrecognizable. And I know that these people think they are helping Kate, but they're not. They are not helping Kate. It is gotten to the point where people are laughing at this. This is crazy. Everybody knows Kate's face is on the ground. And then you post something like this, or you use a picture like this with an article. Come on now. Like this other squatty said, girl, your guess is as good as mine. Nobody even know who this woman is. Half of the people in Great Britain probably could not pick Kate out of a lineup. And it's all because of the photoshopping. I bet if they saw her in person, they would not be able to recognize her because the image that they present of her to the public through those rags over there are not the real Kate. Because in those Getty images, woo, they are not kind to Kate. They're not. So I laughed at this when I saw this because it is so funny. And that picture that they use is even funnier than the comments. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this up. And the New York Post and several other of those rags were talking about how all of a sudden Kate is an influencer. I remember when Megan first started her business and when she returned to Instagram. And they were talking about how she was going to be an influencer, how she was going to charge money to post on her Instagram page and on and on and on, and how terrible, terrible and lowbrow being an influencer is. And now look at this. They want us to believe that Kate Middleton is an influencer now. This is the future Queen Dumb as a Rock. And they want us to really, really be gaslit into believing that Kate can actually influence people to do anything. And it's okay now. Not because it was Megan. When it was Megan, it wasn't okay. It was very lowbrow. It was very gutter. It was very ghetto. It really was beneath the royal family. But somehow, in the whole transition that they have gone through, somehow now being an influencer is a good thing. And Kate is an eternal influencer. Look what the New York Post has put up. It says Kate Middleton named an eternal influencer, echoing Queen Elizabeth expert. Yes, all of a sudden experts are saying she's an eternal influencer. Now, it doesn't matter that Kate could influence someone to have a cool glass of water in HE double hockey sticks. Now, that's not the point. The point is that we're going to try to gaslight you into believing that somehow she can. I mean, Megan became an influencer and they used it against her. They used it as a weapon to try to tear her down. And once Megan became very successful at what she was doing, all of a sudden they want Kate to be that now too. I can't with these people. I just cannot. I mean, consistently trying to bite off of Megan at every turn. If Megan does it, it's bad. If Kate does it, oh, it is like her just reinventing the wheel. I can't with these people. And the squatty that posted this article said this: eternal influencer for whom? She can't speak with clarity, boil water, pick a good outfit, or make a pancake. Yet the British media keep hyping her up, propping her like she is legendary, while in reality, she's never made a shred of real impact. She was fabulous at stalking. Exactly, exactly. Now you got to give her props. She was a good stalker. Because how many stalkers you know marry the person that they were stalking? Yes, that to me, that just speaks to Willie and how dumb he is. How in the world do you marry your own stalker? You have to be, I don't know, dumb as a rock. But yeah, she was good at it. She played that honey pot like a pro. That's all I'm going to say about that. And this particular squatty posted that article and said, Kate Middleton is a what? What is she influencing? Bad photoshopping attempts that fool no one, and how to do a poor job at mumbling your way through a speech someone else wrote for you. Laughing my A off. The jokes write themselves. I don't have anything to add to that because we all know she can mumble her way through a speech and check her notes 15 times in 26 seconds. Yeah, she can tweak her way right through a 26-second speech and check her notes 15 times. When Squatties did that, I thought I would absolutely not survive it. They went in and counted how many times she checked her notes in this 26-second speech. It was hilarious. It was. But yeah, is that what she gonna be influencing us about? I don't know. But I know one thing. When I saw this post, I absolutely knew that I had to run, not walk, but absolutely run to the comments because I knew this was going to be good. I knew the squatties was not going to let me down. I knew that they were going to come with everything that they had under this post. And look at this. This particular squatty said, influencer for Timu's wigs and jacked up Botox. Cause y'all know all that hair piled on her head and that Botox got her left eyebrow just absolutely permanently surprised. In the permanently surprised position. Yes. Every time you look at her from the side, she looks like she is, surprised. One of Kate's eyebrows is at rest and the other one is at full attention 24/7, 365 days a year. It is not going anywhere. that Botox has that eyebrow just absolutely at attention, and it will not relax. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this up. This squatty reposted that same picture of Kate, that same comment, and said, this picture is wow. Where is the lie? Where is it? When I look at this picture of Kate, now look at it. This tells me that this woman has nobody that cares anything about her. Because one thing about people who love you, they're not going to let you go outside looking crazy. And Kitty is looking really, really crazy with stacks on stacks on stacks of wigs on her head. I mean, who allowed her to come out without saying, listen, this right here, this ain't it? It also tells me that Willie do not love her. He do not love her because it's no man who loves his wife would allow her to go out looking this crazy. They would say, listen, baby, I love you. And so I'm going to have to tell you, you're going to have to get rid of at least 3, 4, 5 of those wigs that you have piled up on your head. Something got to give here. And he never said a word. And he stood right beside her. I mean, you cannot tell me that Willie loves Kitty. This picture to me is proof that that is not true. Because I don't know a man who loves his wife would ever go along with this kind of nonsense. But y'all tell me what y'all think. Am I not being truthful? I know my man would not let me go out looking crazy because they feel that that's a reflection on them. They want us to look good, so they look good, and vice versa. I wouldn't let my man go out looking crazy. He gonna be beside me looking crazy, all ashy and everything, hair not combed, or have a pile full of hair on top of his head that's not his. I mean, that is crazy to me. But he allowed it to happen because he doesn't see them as a team. He doesn't see her as another part of him. He sees himself as an individual, not a couple. Because I don't care what nobody say. This right here is proof that he does not care about Kitty. I'm just saying. And this squatty said, Mumbles McBundles. I am loving that name, Mumbles McBundles. I got to absolutely incorporate that into my vocabulary when it comes to Kitty. And they say, Mumbles McBundles makes it too easy. Does she and Nana Accor shop at the same wig vendor? Yes, look at Nana over there looking like a straight up fool. I mean, y'all remember when Nana had blonde hair looking like a albino cockroach? But I digress. Kate and Nana both have the same problem. They don't have enough people in their lives to tell them the truth and not let them go outside looking crazy. So yes, Mumbles, McBundles, and the albino cockroach has the same problem. No one cares at all about how they look. And this is what it says, is that wig real? It's awful. And look, put a picture of Chewbacca. And I must admit, that wig does look like Chewbacca. You think that wig was made from the leftover fur from Chewbacca's costume? Because it is a perfect match. And I'm just going to read a few of some of the funniest ones that Squatty's posted. This Squatty said, her hairstylist needs to do prison time for this. There's no way she thought this was a good look. I'm telling you, I agree. This Squatty said that wig was wearing Kate Middleton. Oh my God. It says her stylist hates her that bad, cuz. And then this other squatty said, damn, this wig is cruel. And the last one is absolutely the best one. It says, Bones look like one who flew over the cuckoo's nest. Squatties are so funny. They are. They are so funny, so petty, so messy, and I love it. And I'm going to put this up because this right here is the source of Kitty's insecurities. This is why we keep getting Kitty with the piles and piles of hair, the different hair colors, because it is born out of her insecurities. Her insecurities about Megan, Megan's beautiful hair. Y'all remember when it was Univision over there? This guy even had in his song about Megan's hair. Everybody talks about how beautiful Megan's hair is. And then what compounds that is Lily's beautiful red hair. And this just brings out the insecurities in Kate Middleton. Now, I didn't put up a picture of Charlotte because I try to keep the children out of it, but it's a picture of Charlotte out there that her hair is just fried, and you can see where it has been dyed. It has. She has dyed Charlotte's hair lighter, and you can tell, and it is very, very damaged. So, yeah, this is what is causing the insecurities in Kate Middleton. Ever since Megan showed up, she has been insecure and she has done nothing but copy, try to white single female Megan. And now she's doing the same thing to Lily. I mean, it is pathetic. And like I said, I'm not going to put the picture of Charlotte up, but it is a picture of Charlotte out there where her hair clearly has been colored. You can see the ends very damaged. And it is a picture that was taken of her on the way to church. And when the sun hit her hair, you could see it all. You could. And it's all born out of insecurity. She is absolutely very, very insecure. And it seems that she's trying to pass this trait on to Charlotte because she's dyeing that young girl's hair, which is so ridiculous to me. But yeah, this right here, this is the reason why we are getting the piles on piles on piles of hair. I'm just saying. And also, the Times came with this nonsense. It says, the Princess of Wales has emerged from her cancer treatment more popular than ever. In a tough year, how did she become the royals' most valuable asset? But this squatty posted that and said, I got something to say about it. This squatty said, define popular. Cause her Christmas carol that was hyped by all the British media failed to be top 10 or even top 40. She's not relevant. All the brands she's worn are going bankrupt. Some media has to mention Megan for any story that talks about her to get attention. Be for real. And all I can say is, where is the lie? It is very few times that an article is written about Kate. Megan is not mentioned in the title or mentioned in the body of the story. I kid you not. It never ever happens. I'm sure I didn't read this story, but I'm sure Megan is mentioned some way, in some form or fashion in this particular article because they cannot help themselves. And they know that Megan is the real relevant one. I'm just saying. And this squatty speaks on what this article is saying about Kate being popular and says this. How are you the most popular person, the icon and inspiration? Get praise for stealing a concert, turning it into a spectacle, Weeks of gushing publicity by the media, ending with you pretending to play the piano. I can't with Squatties. I can't. Ending with you pretending to play the piano, yet you lose over 400K viewers, and the show was 43rd out of 50. I guess the ratings have come out, and it says it was 43 out of 50. This Squatty says the math ain't mathing. It is not mathing. I tell you, this is hilarious. This Squatty made me cackle. And of course, while they are building Kitty Cat up, yes, they got to build her up. They also have to tear Megan down. And look at this. They are having a two-part series on Channel 5 about Megan. This is probably at least number 6 in the series of different documentaries that they have done about Megan in 2025. And now here we are in 2026, and they are doing a two-parter. It says Channel 5 is starting 2026 where it left off in 2025 with the Royal Special devoted, no doubt, to trashing Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. I may keep a track of these in 2026 just to see how many weeks of the year this channel devotes to crapping all over her. Exactly. I know they have at least, and I'm not exaggerating, did about 4. And everyone that they have did on the royal family has mentioned her. I mean, it is ridiculous how these people can't get over it. Get over it already. And this is what it says about part 1. New Meghan, part 1. Who really is Meghan Markle? This explosive two-part series peels back the layers of this unique woman who went from ordinary LA schoolgirl to almost destroying the British royal monarchy. Now, Meghan did that, or did Charles, Willie, Kitty, and the horse do that in their process of trying to destroy her? Yes, and now they have done that, and they want to try to blame Meghan for her own destruction, at least her own smear campaign. I guess Meghan absolutely declared a smear campaign on herself. It is the blowback, but yet and still they want to talk about how Meghan almost destroyed the British monarchy. It couldn't have been Andrew, the pedo. No, not him, not Charles and his bed hopping queen. Yes, the bed hopper. No, it couldn't be that. It couldn't be Willie and his raging temper, or Kitty and her pettiness and lies. It couldn't be that. It has to be Meghan, who minds her business and has been a victim to all of this. This is what these people are up to. Like I said, they build Kitty up and then try to tear Meghan down. And it never, ever works. At this point, what is the point? Because it will never work. After 10 years almost, it has not worked. How many more are you willing to devote to this nonsense? It is incredible to me. A two-part series already in 2026. I cannot. And I'm going to put this up. And this squatty talks about this and said, yet another Channel 5 documentary on Meghan at the weekend. I am sure some people probably hate her because of these, but it is not her fault. Channel 5 are obsessed with their hate for her. Where is the lie? I have never saw anything like it before in my life. And it's book after book, it's panel after panel, it's documentary after documentary. I mean, How wounded can you really be? I mean, at this point, these people are crazy. Meghan has drove them completely over the cliff. How can you continue this on? Harry and Meghan has been gone 6 years, well over half a decade. Okay, Meghan has been a part of Harry's life a decade, but yet and still, here you are, still going over the same thing, playing and rewinding the same lies. It is called insanity. You're not going to get a different result. Harry and Meghan are not coming back. And why would they? To a bunch of obsessed, crazy people, these flying monkeys are all their rockers. I mean, whole news organization and news channels and entertainment channels devote just time, nothing but time discussing a woman who stayed in that country for 18 months. I can't. I just cannot get my head around that level of insanity. I'm just saying. And another squatty came up under that post and said, pathetic. An entire country's media that cannot let go of a woman who they racially abused. They ran her out 6 years ago and soon after realized her name, her likeness is pure gold, guaranteed cash, guaranteed engagement. And they cling onto her so pathetically that it is disturbing. Exactly. That's exactly what I just said. I mean, how pathetic can you be? And they have done nothing but damage themselves. Their hatred, their determination to absolutely destroy Meghan has exposed them all. The blowback has been devastating. They can try to say Meghan almost brought down that monarchy, but it wasn't Meghan. It was their determination to destroy her that exposed them that almost brought that monarchy down. And I'm telling you, it's still coming down. And it doesn't have anything to do with Meghan. It's going to have everything to do with Willie and Kitty. Mark my words. And I'm going to put this up because this right here is why they are so mad. Time magazine put Harry and Meghan on the front cover saying the modern royals. And they did not know what they had in Harry and Meghan. They had the goose that was laying golden eggs and they fumbled it. They're mad because they fumbled the bag. And now the bag is never, ever, ever going to be theirs again. And that's the reason why they're mad. Look at this. They fumbled this. And now they absolutely want to destroy it. It's that, that whole narcissistic, crazy stalker kind of ex who say, if I can't have you, nobody can. So they try to destroy them. And all that happens is they end up exposing themselves and destroying themselves. I love it. I love it. But this right here, never forget, this right here is why they so mad. This squatty said, what is the Duke and Duchess of Sussex? They are the modern royals. Fumbled the bag. They fumbled it. They fumbled it. They did. And I'm going to put this one up. And this squatty makes an excellent point. Meghan do not need them. She doesn't need them for money. She doesn't need their approval. She doesn't need them. This squatty says, Meghan Sussex has built a beautiful, sustainable community. She doesn't need the tabloids or right-wing media. Her support is organic. Exactly. She has the squad, and the squad is going to be there for Meghan no matter what. The more they try to destroy her, the more they attack her, the more we're going to support her. They can never do anything to separate us from Meghan as long as they are behaving in the manner that they're behaving. Now, if they straighten up and start acting like they have some sense and we can just be a regular fandom, that would mean all of us would be happy because that's really all we want. We just want to see what Meghan is doing, how the kids are growing, what products she has on her website, what funny videos she's posted on her Instagram. That's it. We don't want to be out here fighting with the trolls, fighting with the derangers, absolutely putting them in headlocks and talking about their mamas. No, we don't want to do that. We just want to be a regular fandom, but they won't allow it. But as long as they don't allow it, we're going to be here supporting and fighting all the way. We are. Yes, Meghan has a sustainable community that supports her no matter what. As long as you attack her, we're going to be there. We are. And after and if you ever go away, we're still going to be there, but we're going to be there in a different capacity as a fan. That's it. That's all we really want to be anyway. But y'all have turned us into soldiers who do not mind keeping their boot on your neck. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this up. And in my intro, I was talking about this. In my last podcast, I talked about how I really felt that Harry and Prince Ciso was going to get Cinnabale back. And I gave my reasonings for that, and I made a prediction for 2026. Well, it looks like the Daily Mail, they monitor everything we do, everything we say, every post we put up. And just so happens by coinkydink, they wrote an article the very next day after I talked about Cinnabale and said this: Prince Harry will not be returning to tarnish Cinnabale charity he co-founded after bullying Ralph. Now they know that they have no idea about this. The person who wrote this Jake Holden, has no access to Prince Harry. They have no idea what his thoughts on this is, no more than I do. I was giving my opinion, and this is exactly what he is doing as well. Now, I did read this article, and I would say it's an okay article. It does talk about Sophie Chanduka's malfeasance in her position, her refusing to resign, why the board all resigned, why Harry and Prince Ciso left. It does give a correct account of that, but then it soft pedals in parts as well. But I say all of that to say this: they don't know no more than I do. They don't know any more than I do. And I truly believe that this article right here would not have been written if we hadn't started to discuss Cinnabale and our hopes for 2026. And they clearly said he was not returning in 2026. They have no idea. But I still hold to my belief that at the end of the day, Harry and Prince Ciso will take over Cinnabale again. They spoke about how the whole charity has been so damaged and discredited because of, her accusing Harry of being a bully and the whole stuff with Meghan and whatnot. And it's just been so tarnished, and Harry can't do anything with it. No, the minute Harry and Prince Ciso reestablished as the founders of Cinnabale, Cinnabale will be respected again. The only reason The only reason Cinnabale is in the position that it is in, the only reason Cinnabale is in ill repute and has the reputation that it has at the present is because of the fake doctor, Sophie Chanduka, and her behavior. Not Prince Harry, not Prince Cecil. It's her. And the minute those two people take over the reins of Cinnabale, Cinnabale will be back in a position of respect. It is a very cherished charity. And I'm going to say this. The reason I think Harry and Prince Cecil will take back the reins of Cinnabale is because of what the charity stands for. It stands for and was created for their mothers. Prince Cecil's mother and Prince Harry's mother and those children. So that is the reason why I stand firmly on my prediction that Harry has not given up on Cinnabale. Harry is a Virgo, okay? And Virgos are fighters. And Harry is not going to go down like that. I might be wrong, but I am putting my money on Harry making a huge, huge comeback when it comes to Cinnabale. Now, this is what this squatty said, and I must say, I am in the minority. Most squatties are saying he shouldn't go back. Most squatties that I read are in agreement that this is not something that he should pursue, and on and on and on. But I am not in that number. I really feel that Harry, if given the chance, should take Cinnabale back, should bring it back to the level of respect that it deserved and that it had, because it was created by him and Prince Cecil because of their mothers. And another reason why, this is another reason why I really feel that Harry hasn't given up on Cinnabale, because Cinnabale was his first charity that he created and supported. And so I am not ready to give it up. So y'all tell me what y'all think. But this is what the squatty that posted this said. Why is the British media talking about Harry in relations to Cinnabale? Go find that doctor, whatever. Cinnabale is shutting down. Can't pay any remaining staff. Has fired almost everyone. Harry's left. He isn't coming back. I think he and Prince Cinso will be helping through AC. Now, like I said, this is pretty much the sentiment of the squatties that I read under this post, but I don't agree. I don't agree. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I also wanted to post this, just something to keep our eye on. This Nile Gardner, he keeps on talking the smack. He posted this on X and said, a prediction for 2026. We will see the release of Prince Harry's U.S. immigration records by the Trump administration. Deportation will be on the cards for the Duke of Sussex if he lied on his immigration form. He is still on that. He is still on that. This man is obsessed with Harry. This is nothing but harassment at this point. And I really feel a lot of this is coming out of Kensington Palace. I do. I believe this is coming from Willie. This is Willie's man here. And the obsession is real. I mean, you have lost at every turn, but yet and still you keep on going. Is this some kind of gay crush? I mean, it is believed that he is a gay man, and I have never saw anything like it. We all know Harry's most notorious critics, all of them that are obsessed with him, are usually gay men. And that might include Willie. Willie and all of his lady boys in Kensington Palace. But I digress, y'all, with all of my messiness. And all I can say is he is going to really, really find out. That's all I'm going to say. Because he keeps on effing around. He is really going to find out. And the squatty that posted this said, these losers need to find something else to do in 2026 and stop obsessing over Harry and Meghan. They, period, quit, period, you, period. They did. They quit you. Why are you still so obsessed with them? I can't with these people. And my whole thing is, in my last podcast, I discussed what was going on with the Heritage Foundation. It is absolutely circling the drain. And here he is tweeting about Harry instead of worrying about himself slipping down the drain and being without a job because the Heritage Foundation is in dire straits. And I just love it for him, and I love it for them. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this up, and I'm not going to read all of it, but this was posted in one of those Flying Monkeys Substacks. And this is what they've started to do. They have these Substacks where they go in there and write stuff, and you have to pay to read it. I don't know who is paying to read it, but this particular squatty got her hands on one of them. And she posted it and she said, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And basically what this Substack, this Flying Monkey is talking about is William and Charles's relationship. Well, this is not a surprise to squatties. And as a reader, this is not a surprise to you because we have discussed it time and time again for over a year how Kensington Palace and Buckingham Palace is at war. But the way this particular fine monkey put it, I must say it is interesting. Now it says Prince William strongly opposed King Charles' decision to include the princesses Beatrice and Eugenie in the family highly coordinated Christmas church walk, but the king overruled him, igniting fresh palace infighting that insiders say is now more serious than anything involving Prince Harry. And we all knew this. We knew that William was against Beatrice and Eugenie. We discussed it here on this podcast. Anybody who has been paying attention knows exactly what's going on. It's not like they can hide it. The mask slips constantly. And if you're paying attention, you know exactly what is happening. And it says, multiple sources tell me William warned that publicly parading Prince Andrew's daughters would drag the monarchy back into scandal at the worst possible moment. William said it was a disaster waiting to happen. Now, this is William, who has insight of a flea. Now, I'm not saying that Charles is a great thinker like Socrates. I'm not saying he is the brightest crayon in the box, but compared to Willie, he is Einstein. Because future dumb as a rock knows nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. But I digress. And it says, behind closed doors, aides say tension between father and son are now openly simmering. They openly cannot stand one another. And it says Charles actually has more trouble with William than Harry. When one insider confided Harry walked away, William stayed and challenges him. Yes, he is left with the son that he deserves because he did not protect the son, the only one who cared anything about him. Charles has always screwed it up. And just think about this. The man who always screws it up is is Einstein compared to the one who is going to inherit the throne. And I'm going to put this one up because this right here is so profound. This particular squatty said, it's becoming more glaringly clear that it's not Harry and Meghan that need a way back. It's the royal family who have absolutely no idea how to move forward. Where is the lie? And also, toss that media over there. They don't know how to move forward either. I mean, I have never saw anything like it. We are just about to start to move into the 7th year that Harry and Meghan hasn't lived over there, have been in California, has continued to build a new life, and they still cannot move forward. And it says the royal family doesn't mourn their lost relationship with Harry. They mourn their loss of control of him. Where is the lie? Where is it? Yes, I can't. I can't. These people refuse to move on. I have never saw anything like it. I never have. And I want to put this one up because I love it. It says, "What didn't you do to bury me? But you forgot I was a seed." Meghan, they continue to try to bury her, and she keeps popping up and renewing herself, just like a spring flower. Not a turd blossom, no, like a California poppy. Yes, she does. And it says, "Happy New Year to Megan Sussex and Megan Sussex only. May 2026 take down every single hater that comes for her and her family." All I can say to that is amen. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all a little later. Bye.